somehow things actually got even crazier. I've been sitting here since last week, man. Picking up where we left off in the previous video, after Min Hee-jin's press conference, and then HYBE denying everything in their statement, it was then announced that LE SSERAFIM Sakura would be missing some of her schedules due to her worsening physical health. Many speculated this was partly due to all the Coachella stuff, but also due to the girls being mentioned during this feud, and the hate she's been getting as a result. It was then revealed that in the midst of their bubblegum release, HYBE has been trying to get a hold of NewJeans' parents, to which Min Hee-jin confirmed, saying she knows they haven't picked up HYBE's phone calls. This is when things took a very unexpected turn, when rumors started circulating regarding Bang Si-hyuk and HYBE's involvement with a cult. The organization in question, called Dan World, was founded by a man who reportedly also founded Global Cyber University, GCU, which 6 members of BTS were said to have attended in the past. By the way, it is important to note that many idols have reportedly attended GCU as well. The followers are said to worship the goddess Mago, which of course is also the name of G-Friend's last single before disbandment. Connections were now being made between their concept and music video imagery to that of rituals to rid off witches and evil spirits. Not just that, but the name of their album, the date which G-Friend disbanded, and the date of LE SSERAFIM's debut were also relevant to this cult conspiracy. Posts were also being made showing some of the TXT members wearing very specific symbols as well. As you can see, a lot of dots were being connected. We can't get into all of them, but the main point was that HYBE was using their artists as vehicles to deliver the cult's ideologies. The rumors suggested Min Hee-jin refused to be associated with any of this, explaining that's why NewJeans used the platform Phoning instead of Weverse, because the name Weverse is similar to Weverse Mind, an education company believed to be connected to Dan World. It's also been speculated that the music video and imagery for Oh My God is a subtle rebellion and dig at the cult members. A notable allegation was that Bang Si-hyuk has always opposed Danielle's debut with the group. One possible reason is due to her name being a Christian name, said to mean judgment and condemnation. He's apparently been seen constantly ignoring her greetings. Now that BTS were also being associated with this organization, they were now being accused of chart manipulation as far back as 2015 and illegal marketing tactics that were said to have been pointed out during previous legal proceedings. So, in response to all of this, HYBE put out several statements. They first denied that RM's upcoming album release was being used against NewJeans, which is set to come out on the same day. They explained that the two labels work independently and overlaps are inevitable. Big Hit Music also denied all the accusations that have been going around, including BTS's chart manipulation and of course the cult association. Meanwhile, Dan World and Global Cyber University have also come out separately taking a firm stance against the cult connections, with intentions to take legal actions against malicious slander. The latest update we've had is ADOR putting out a long rebuttal against all of HYBE's claims that we previously discussed. Now, HYBE had previously requested a board meeting, presumably where they would look to dismiss the current ADOR board of directors and CEO to appoint new ones. Well, Min Hee-jin announced this week her decision not to comply, saying that it was not legally valid. It looks like HYBE anticipated her not complying and had already submitted a request to the court for an emergency shareholders meeting as a backup plan. As a result, the Seoul Western District Court hosted a private hearing regarding HYBE's request, and it looks like significant decisions will be made later on in the month. So we might actually have a tiny break from this. But the K-pop world had so much going on this week, even beyond the HYBE situation, with this next story taking place in Bang YEDAM's studio. Actor Lee So-han uploaded a video of 2 people on a couch in a dark room seemingly getting intimate. While the video was taken down an hour later, someone had uploaded it online, accusing Lee So-han of filming and spreading it without consent, and also pointed out it was indeed Bang YEDAM's studio because it matches what we've seen in officially published videos. Lee So-han would then put out an apology, confirming it was YEDAM's studio and that the video was taken amongst his friends who were all men as a joke. However, his short statement garnered him even more backlash, resulting in a second apology, clarifying Bang YEDAM wasn't there when they recorded it. Bang YEDAM eventually took to his Instagram, expressing his discomfort over the incident, apologizing for causing concern. Last week, we talked about HYBE and B-Lift Lab also having to deal with the criticisms regarding IOLIT's fandom name reveal, which will now be changed. Well, SM saw a similar response when they first unveiled RIIZE's LIGHTSTICK design, which was compared to Epic High's LIGHTSTICK, which is actually right behind me, existing toys that were out there, and Mickey Mouse hands. As a result, they soon retracted that design, and just as promised, a new LIGHTSTICK for RIIZE was finally introduced this week. Speaking of SM, NCT's DOYOUNG also had to address some negative responses he received this week. Of course, DOYOUNG just made his solo debut, and while chatting with fans online, he mentioned that he'd love to hear some of his favorite artists like IU cover his song, and then kinda jokingly asked if any fans could make an AI cover of that. These comments were soon deemed by some as inappropriate and even disrespectful to the singers he mentioned, as AI covers are a bit of a controversial topic right now, with a lot of debates surrounding the ethics of it. DOYOUNG must have noticed the criticisms, as he would soon write another message in formal speech because, quote, "the topic is a little heavy." He would go on to apologize to his sunbaes that he mentioned, to their fans, and to his fans for doing something so embarrassing. DOYOUNG ends it by promising he'll be more thoughtful about his actions and about music going forward. Last week, we already had the unfortunate announcement of Cherry Bullet disbanding, and this week, Nature was confirmed to be disbanding after 6 years. Now, before the announcement was made, a promotional video was going around of member Haru introducing herself as a hostess of what seems to be a Japanese adult entertainment establishment. In the video, she mentioned saving up funds to open her own dance studio. This had fans worried about the status of Nature, who have been inactive, as she also revealed she's been working there for 3 months. This video would shortly be taken down, with Nature's label commenting that she did return home as the group's promotions have halted but are trying to reach her. Haru would then go on her social media to thank those who were cheering her on and to wait just a little bit. This is when we would get an official statement saying Nature has disbanded. The agency revealed that while the members will be going their separate ways, Sohee would be remaining with the company to pursue her solo career in music and acting. On the topic of departures, we just had Alice's Sohee's announcement that she will be getting married and retiring from the industry, and now at the time of this recording, YUKYUNG, DOA, KARIN, and YEONJE have announced their contracts have expired and will be leaving the group as well. Finally, an update to another story we mentioned in the previous video regarding Girls' Generation HYOYEON, APINK's BOMI, Secret Number's DITA, and NAYOUNG. After getting their passports confiscated and investigated by authorities in Bali because the variety show production did not get the proper filming permits, the cast have since been released to go home. However, some of the crew remained under investigation with a possible fine of over $70,000. As always, let's get to the positive things in K-pop that we can celebrate this week. During the Seattle stop of ENHYPEN's current tour, Haesung, Jae, and Nikki also got to throw the first pitch for the Mariners game. The reason I wanted to include this special moment is because Seattle is Jae's hometown, even getting a special shout out from the Hall of Famer he was named after.
Seattle native and lifelong Mariner fan named after Hall of Famer Jay Buhner. Say hello to Jay.
Hey Jay Buhner here. Welcome to T-Mobile Ballpark, and congratulations on throwing out the ceremonial first pitch. Now make your way out to the mound and throw us a strike. Continued success along the way, and go Mariners!
We previously talked about MIMIIROSE having to terminate their contracts due to controversies that didn't involve them. However, they then surprised fans with the announcement of their return to the industry, signing to a new label, and even adding new members. This week, we got the girls' first public performance together since then before their comeback. While we wait for that, this week's comebacks and releases include IKON Chan's first solo single, RIIZE's multiple pre-releases, EXO-DO's pre-release, XDINARY Heroes, The Kingdom, HYUNA, KINO's first EP, MAMAMOO Solar's solo comeback, and 2 that I'm gonna combine with some records they broke. IVE's new album becomes their 3rd to surpass 1 million first week sales, only the 2nd girl group to achieve 3 first week million sellers with aespa. Of course, 17 is also back, breaking the record for a best of album, but then having that compilation album take the number 5 spot of any album's first day sales. On the topic of 17, we recently talked about the return of Samuel to the K-pop industry after a tough legal battle and a tragic personal loss. His return though means we get to see him reunite with Woozi again, all grown up now. For those who don't know, Samuel almost became a member of 17. Congrats to BABYMONSTER taking home their first ever career music show win on Countdown, NCT DOYOUNG earning his first ever music show win as a soloist on Show Champion, Ichun was the winner on Music Bank, and Owlet won on Inkigayo and took home their triple crown on Music Core. If you remember, last week Boy Next Door also took home multiple music show wins, and this week they continued their success for this comeback, entering the Billboard 200 in the top 100. Finally, this week saw some incredible announcements: Spiga Nare and Touches Sunwong's marriage, former What's Up member Jinju announcing her marriage, and Baekhyun sharing that in 5 months, we will be meeting her daughter. Definitely add anything I didn't get to mention from this week in K-pop to the pinned comment. By the way, I know there are a lot of things going on in the K-pop world right now that are dividing opinions, but let me know what side you're on. Do you believe Wonyoung?
When I was 17, I saw UFO in the sky. Oh my god.
You're a
Oh
liar.
my god.
Details? Give me
no,
details.
I'm not a liar.
We know this.
But
Liar.
every
Yeah.
time
Yeah.
I say this thing, like every time I say this thing, it was same like reaction. Nobody
You're a
believed
liar.
me.